Serie A World.
Hello.
Hello. Are you alright?
How's it going, man?
Not too bad. Right, so are we going to do this Serie A World?
Yeah, let's start. They need it. They've been waiting.
Okay. Probably one of the only times we're really going to talk directly to you. We talk on the phone every day about Serie A, so we thought why not just record it and share our views. If you agree, great. If you don't, go watch something else or listen to something else. I don't mind. Whatever you want to do. We're not important. We're just talking and we want to record it. So you don't need to know our names, but if you want to call us anything, call us the Serie A Brothers. So welcome to the Serie A World. All about Serie A related things, including the upcoming Euros, where we'll follow Italy throughout, and the Serie A players involved. According to me and my opinions, Serie A is the most unpredictable, most entertaining, most controversial, most amazing league football to watch worldwide. And I don't know if you agree with me there, but that's my opinion. We're going to talk about, just briefly, what's been going on. And so the 23-24 season, as you know, the champions were Inter, and highly deserved so in the end. Champions League qualified teams: Inter, AC Milan, Juventus, Atalanta and Bologna. Bologna one of the standout teams along with Atalanta this season, I reckon. What about yourself?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, we haven't seen them this high before, so for me, big surprise, but a good one. We always like to see it be shaken up. If you look at some of the other leagues in Europe, you've got the same old boys in the same old positions, whereas in Serie A, it's been quite different from who's won the league recently to teams qualifying and teams achieving, like Atalanta, like Bologna. So, yeah, that's great stuff to see.
Yeah, and hopefully they can carry it on next season, which is going to be interesting with Bologna swapping managers and probably going to lose a few players, possibly to Juventus. Europa League is going to have Roma and Lazio. To me, they're quite dodgy, inconsistent teams, but for some reason they seem to get in Europe every season, so we'll have to see what happens with that. And then in the conference, Fiorentina, after being twice in the final and failing, are in that Conference League again. Relegation was Frosinone, Sassuolo and Salernitana. After quite a while, Sassuolo have gone down and they're being replaced by Parma, who are coming back, Como and Venezia coming back as well. This season's been great games, comebacks, goals, controversy, tightest of disallowed goals, all that stuff going on. Been a great season, and in Europe, 2 finalists again with, as I just mentioned, Fiorentina being runners-up and then Atalanta winning the Europa League and actually destroying Leverkusen, who went unbeaten all season, which was really good to see. Next season, that'll start off around August the 17th, 18th. We'll talk about that nearer the time, see what transfers have happened, the team news and all that stuff. If we just go talk briefly about the Euros, out of the 24 teams, 20 of the teams contain players from Serie A or those just promoted from Serie B. Could have been more. England being an example, had quite a few players in Serie A which are not there. And then, of course, after the tournament, there's going to be players moving all over the place. We've got the 5 Italian managers in the Euros: Montella with Turkey, Tedesco with Belgium, Calzona with Slovakia, Rossi with Hungary, and then obviously Spalletti with Italy. It's going to start today. Are you looking forward to the tournament?
Yeah, as an Italy fan, it's always a bit nerve-wracking, right? Especially the more recent tournaments, bar the last Euros. We've seen Italy underperform where they should have, stormed ahead or even qualified. But let's be positive. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, but as I said, a bit nervous. People are quick to say, look at the group. The first game's Albania, right?
So I can give you the things there. So tomorrow they're playing Albania, so that's Saturday the 15th of June, and then Thursday they're playing Spain on the 20th of June, and then they've got Croatia on the Monday on 24th of June.
See, for me, this is not an easy group at all.
No,
each one of those teams should be dealt with respect, but I do think that team that we have is more than capable of going far in the tournament. Let's just hope they play to their potential. I don't have any doubts about Spalletti as a manager. So just excited to see exactly what he does. We saw the friendlies, right? And as we always say to each other, friendlies in Italy, you can't judge them at all because they just, you can always see they're testing tactics. They're not trying their hardest like some other teams do in friendlies. So I think this will be the first real test and measure of how good they are.
Yeah, and that's what we've got to look forward to and see, because as you say, with the thing with Italy, friendlies, they've never bothered. I think probably once in my lifetime they went for about 2-3 games of friendlies where they seem to actually be bothered to try and win those friendlies for some reason, but yeah, most of the time it's just messing around, it seems. I mean, we could talk about who's going to be there, who should have been there, and who got picked and whatever, but at the end of the day, we can't make a change. The squad is sorted, so that's going to be the squad that takes us through. And as I've mentioned to you so many other times before, that the team is not being talked about as much, and I like that. I really do like that no one's really seeming to take them as serious contenders, which the last time they did that in the Euros, they went on and won it. And you've got to remember, when they went into the Euros, they were on a massive streak of not losing, and then they went throughout the whole tournament and won every single game, and still didn't get the credit for that. But they're not in that position now, but they've still got that possibility. They're still the holders, and the last time they were in Germany was the World Cup in 2006, and again, they went there and they won it. So, considering what they have achieved, and people still seeing them as underperforming, has got to tell you a lot about Italy itself and the standards. And they still don't go through like other countries. No need to name names, but other countries where they go through to tournaments as always the favourites or one of the favourites, and always saying their team's going to win it, even if they've never won it or haven't won for a long time. So you've got to be humble, and you've got to take a game by game, and that's it, and that's how we see it. So it's going to be interesting who turns up, who starts against Albania, and and see how they perform. It's been known before, as we've said, like in '82 World Cup, where they drew all their group games and just about scraped through, and then went on and won that as well. So I'm hoping they hit the ground running, but Italy are slow starters. They always have been. But as long as they're there by the end, that's all that matters.
They like to give us they like to scare us.
Exactly.
Have us at the edge of the seats.
Yeah, it's always like leaving us on the edge of the seats, Italy. I'll quickly go through the squad. So, in goal we've got Donnarumma, Meret and Vicario. Defence, Bastoni, Bellanova, Buongiorno, Calafiori, Cambiaso, Darmian, Di Lorenzo, DiMarco, Gatti and Mancini. And then in midfield we've got Barella, Cristante, Fagioli, Fratesi, Jorginho and Pellegrini. And then up front, Chiesa, El Shaarawy, Foloroncio, Raspadori, Retegui, Scamacca and Zaccagni. Is there anyone in particular you're looking forward to seeing, or from the squad?
Well, so obviously a lot of critics have been singling out Donnarumma and Barella, saying, look, these are the so-called only world-class players in the team. I don't agree with that. There was some criticism that they need to step up specifically. I think it's a little bit harsh. Donnarumma, obviously, we saw that he did step up in Euro 2020, and he did it quite cool, with that penalty save and the wink or smile or whatever he did. But Barella, I can kind of see where people are coming from on that one. I mean, if you've watched him for Inter, generally he does step up and he can do magic, he can perform magic, but I have seen him go missing from time to time, so a little bit worried about that. Just on the other players though, very excited to see Di Marco. Obviously we saw him do what he did for Inter. Can he keep that up for Italy? But overall, more important than any of that for me, it's the striker situation. It's the one I'm more nervous about. Scamacca and Retegui, we both know they're amazing players and we know what they're capable of. Can they do it regularly throughout this tournament and just score a shed load of goals, which we've been missing from strikers in previous tournaments like Immobile or Belotti? What do you think about that? I mean, that's just my area.
No, I understand, and I mean, from when it comes down to world-class players, I think that's a matter of opinion anyway. I don't like where people are told this player is this player is that, and for some reason they blindly just go along with it because that's just ridiculous. I mean, if these players are not world class, then what is? I mean, like what are you talking about? All the ones that UEFA say are the good players and the ones that get most promotion, or what is it? But apart from all that, looking at the players in general in the team, there is so much potential, not just for what they can do now, but what can happen in the future. And that runs all the way through the different levels of Italy in the sense the under-17s just won, didn't they, their Euros? So when it comes down to the strikers, Scamacca's been more in form than Retegui, but he's on form. And I'm hoping he will carry that form into the tournament. But on the flip side of that, I'm pretty sure when we won, I think it was the World Cup, the most recent one, that I'm pretty sure like the top goal scorer only had like 2 goals or something, because the rest, literally the whole team scored a goal each. So I'm not as fussed about a striker scoring 13 goals in the tournament or something ridiculous than I am if the whole team's, as long as they stay solid, don't concede and can get some goals, then I'm happy. I'm looking forward. I was looking forward to Scalvini, but I'm really looking forward to Buongiorno and Calafiori being in the defence and Cambiasso running up the wing, and as we say, we know Di Marco is probably one of the best, if not the best, left back in the world. However you want to look at it, or whoever wants to look at it. I think the so-called the weakest area you could say is the midfield, but that's just because that's just got the lower numbers of players. But in a general sense, if you've got let's say they put Barella, Frattesi, and then Pellegrini, there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
That's a brilliant midfield.
I'm looking forward to seeing Frattesi. I mean, we know he didn't play lots and lots of games, but the games that he did play in as a starter, he scored a lot of goals. He did it in Europe. He did it in the derby. So important games.
He scores.
And he did it against Ukraine as well, I think.
And he scored in the latest one against Bosnia, which was a brilliant goal. Even though he could have had a hat trick on that game, he's still really good. And I said it when he was at Sassuolo. I think he's brilliant. And when he gets given the chance, he scores. And I'm pretty sure, again, this is just off the top of the head, but I think after scoring against Bosnia, that was something like his 4th goal out of 9 for Spalletti. Or something like that. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure he's basically scored in half the games that he's played in for Spalletti. So hopefully he can do that into the tournament. Yeah, I mean, all there is for the kick-off tonight for Germany-Scotland to kick it all off, and then the tournament for me starts tomorrow.
Of course, yeah. Also for me, it only really gets exciting when Italy play their first game. One player I wanted to ask you about there before we talk more about the tournament as a whole. What do you think of Mancini? Because he can be a bit of a wild child, right? Not sure if in the key moment he could say that Italy to come out of the group, which we hope and expect, kind of. But would he give away a card? Would he get a red card and do something silly? Or what do you think?
He'll give away a card. He's always getting yellows. That is the big flaw for him. But again, I could say the same for Barella. He gets some stupid yellow cards. As a defender, Mancini is a solid defender. He is very good. I do think he's a good player, but he can do some stupid stuff at the same time. That's my only concern with him, that he will just put in a tackle. He won't think about it. But on the flip side, he also goes down the other end and he does score quite a few goals. So it's a difficult one, but it's a nice problem to have, I think, for Italy. I'd like to see if they're going to put, because I think Spalletti will put Mancini in the middle. If they're going to put Mancini with Calafiori and Buongiorno, then I don't think he'd do that. I think he's going to do one or the other, but I think he should put Bastoni there instead and Calafiori in defensive midfielder, because I think he's so good on the ball, he would be brilliant there, but I don't think Spalletti's going to do that, and I think it will be something like Bastoni, Mancini, and whoever he decides to pick from to go with them too. I think they're going to be his solid two, and so I don't know if he's going to do Calafiori, Buongiorno as well, or what, I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and we're just waiting for tomorrow. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else you want to say on the tournament already, or we just wrap this up now.
Well, just before we do that, there was one important question. Obviously, we're not trying to advocate gambling or anything like that, but just on a friendly prediction on the game. I know you don't generally like to give predictions on Italy or the teams that you support, but are you willing to give a scoreline right now? Because I have one in mind. For the first game.
I think you can go with that. I mean, I've got. I don't like it because you know me. Yeah, I can't. I'm too superstitious to do that, and I know that it's until the whistle goes, the final whistle, it don't matter. But I mean, what are you thinking?
Yeah, for me, I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game, only because. As we were talking about how teams are underestimating this Italy side, I think it's easy to do that about Albania, but we know that the Albanians and the coaches they watch Serie A a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of Serie A players in the team, so
exactly. So there's a lot of experience there and a lot of eyes on how Italy will play. They're no strangers to Spalletti as a manager. Just because of that, I don't think that Italy will score more than 2 goals. I think it will probably be something like 2-0. I can't see them scoring against Italy personally. With all due respect to their side, I think it's going to be 2-0 to Italy.
As soon as you say that, I will admit that is the scoreline I have in my mind. But again, as I say, I don't like to say that I know it's never a definite anyway, but I just hope Italy turn up and start playing straight away.
Yeah. I mean, as we know, just looking at that Albania team, just more insight as to why I said that. They've got Asllani there, Berisha's there. So there's people that know about the Italian players and what they're going to do. And I'm interested to see how Silvino as a manager as well will approach the game. yeah, he's got a lot of experience as a player, slightly less as a manager, but all the same, he's brought the team this far. So
the thing is, they've qualified just like every other team, and if they hadn't qualified, then they wouldn't be there. In the sense, because they are there, they deserve to be there, and that's it. That's how we got to look at it in the end.
Yeah.
If they're there for a reason, then they're no pushover.
No.
So yeah. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, and let's just get this sorted. Yeah. All right. We'll leave it there, and I'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah, good to talk.
All right. See you later.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.